Get ready to see New York City like never before. This video isn't just about pretty buildings, it's your exclusive backstage pass to the rarely seen architectural time capsules that define New York City's soul. You'll gain insider knowledge that transforms your next walk through the city into a captivating historical scavenger hunt. Our first stop is the former Italian-American neighborhood of Greenwich Village, which once boasted the highest concentration of Italian immigrants in all of New York. The area was so heavily Italian that it earned the nickname Little Italy, and while its population has since thinned, there are still several structures left standing that speak to the neighborhood's storied past. This is one such building at 134 McDougal Street. It was built in 1867 for just $2,500 and only took 2 years to complete. At the time it was constructed, the neighborhood was predominantly Irish and made up of working-class families who were more than happy to live in these small but affordable row homes. However, by the early 20th century, the neighborhood saw a mass influx of Italian immigrants, and the homes were converted into tenement buildings to fit the growing population. These conversions often included illegal second-story additions, like this one, which gave each apartment access to natural light. Unfortunately, this building lost its facade in a renovation gone wrong during the 1960s, but thankfully it was saved from demolition when the city deemed it an official landmark. In fact, the entire block between McDougal and Sullivan Streets, between West 10th and 11th Streets, is considered a landmark district, so none of the buildings can be altered without approval from the Landmarks Preservation Commission. But our favorite detail about this building is not its history as a tenement, nor its illegally added second story, but rather its collection of architectural elements from other buildings that were demolished. You see, in 1969, the New York Times ran an article entitled "City Plans to Acquire Homes in Village Area to Widen Streets." While the city did widen the streets as planned, they didn't acquire the homes. Instead, the architects of this renovation decided to incorporate architectural salvage from the homes slated for demolition into this building. They set about collecting items such as window and door frames, manhole covers, and even stoop stairs. Some of these salvaged items can be found on the interior of the building, such as the front door of one of the apartments, which retains its original glass panes and intricate brass knocker. Other items were reimagined in their new context, such as the row of windows which were removed from the upper level of one of the buildings and placed here on the ground floor. There are dozens of details like this throughout the entire neighborhood, such as this row of windows which were likely once on the third floor of another building. If you look closely, you can spot several other details from other buildings mixed in, including this manhole cover with the number 11 emblazoned on the top. While it's unclear whether or not the architect intended these details to be a cohesive collection of architectural salvage, they do work together to form a sort of hidden time capsule from a bygone era. And that's exactly what makes this place so special. Just imagine the stories these bricks could tell if they could speak. Continuing along McDougal Street, we find this structure at No. 143. It was built in 1898 and designed by prominent African-American architect Vertner Tandy, who was also responsible for designing the first YMCA in Harlem. Our favorite feature is the ornately carved wooden cornice above the storefront, which is supported by modillions that appear to be frozen mid-dance. While the first floor was originally occupied by a tavern, the upper floors housed the Lafayette Club, an African-American social club which emphasized civic engagement and mutual aid. The Lafayette Club had a significant impact on the Greenwich Village community and played a key role in the neighborhood's cultural landscape. Unfortunately, though, the building fell into disrepair after the club disbanded in the 1970s, but thankfully, it was recognized as a city landmark in 1997 and underwent a major restoration. Today, the storefront is occupied by a restaurant, but the upper floors remain vacant. We wonder if the current owner will ever restore the Lafayette Club to its former glory. Now we head over to 124 Christopher Street, which was once home to one of the most famous nightclubs in the world. Built in 1899, the 4-story limestone Bowes Arts-style building served primarily as a stable for carriage horses in its early days. But by the 1930s, it was converted into a nightclub called the Village Barn. Designed by architect Paul Stein, the space boasted polished wood floors, wrought iron balconies, and a massive bar made of Tennessee marble. This was a far cry from the dive bars that lined Christopher Street and immediately made it the hotspot for young intellectuals and artists. Among its most famous patrons were writer Truman Capote, an art dealer and a collector Peggy Guggenheim. During its heyday, the club was also known for its strict dress code. which helped to solidify its reputation as a place for the city's elite to unwind. Eventually, though, changing times and changing tastes led to the club's demise, and today, the building is home to a comedy club and restaurant. Still, the legacy of the Village Barn lives on through old photographs and the memories of those who experienced its unique atmosphere firsthand. Back to McDougal Street, where we find our final gem, 43 McDougal Street. Tucked away on the third floor of this unassuming building is a secret garden oasis known as the Minetta Steps. Originally, this area was part of the much larger Minetta Park, which stretched from McDougal Street to 6th Avenue. The park was named after the village of Mineto in the province of Reggio Calabria, Italy, and was the site of an annual festival celebrating the Italian immigrant community. However, as the neighborhood changed and developed, the park was gradually built over. By the 1970s, it had completely disappeared except for this small section here at the end of Minetta Lane. Although it was no longer a park, locals continued to use the steps as a gathering place and a shortcut through the neighborhood. In 1983, the area was officially designated as a landmark, ensuring its preservation for future generations to enjoy. Today, the Minetta Steps remain a popular spot for locals and tourists alike to relax and soak up the unique atmosphere of Greenwich Village. The steps have been immortalized in song, film, and countless photographs, making them one of the most photographed places in New York City. Heading downtown, we find ourselves in Chinatown, one of the oldest and most historic neighborhoods in New York City. Established in the mid-19th century, Chinatown was one of the first ethnic enclaves in the United States and has played a significant role in shaping the cultural landscape of the city. The neighborhood is home to a rich mix of Chinese culture and heritage, as well as a vibrant community of immigrants who have come to New York seeking new opportunities. One of the most iconic landmarks in Chinatown is the Mahayana Buddhist Temple, which was founded in 1962 and is one of the oldest Buddhist temples outside of Asia. The temple's ornate architecture and peaceful atmosphere make it a popular destination for tourists and locals alike. Another must-visit destination in Chinatown is the Museum of Chinese in America, which showcases the history and contributions of Chinese Americans to the United States. The museum's exhibits are both informative and thought-provoking, and offer a fascinating glimpse into the experiences of Chinese immigrants throughout history. But perhaps the most enchanting aspect of Chinatown is its bustling streets filled with authentic shops, restaurants, and markets. From dim sum eateries to herbalist shops, visitors can experience the sights, sounds, and flavors of traditional Chinese culture right here in the heart of New York City. Whether you're looking to explore historical landmarks, immerse yourself in traditional culture, or simply stroll through charming streets, Chinatown has something to offer everyone, and at the center of it all is Columbus Circle, one of the busiest traffic circles in all of New York City. Surrounded by towering skyscrapers, this area is a hub of activity day and night. But what many people do not realize is that this location was once the site of a much different New York. Before the skyscrapers went up and the hustle and bustle of modern life took over, this was an open space known as Columbus Park. Here people would gather to socialize, relax, and enjoy the outdoors. The park was also home to a number of important landmarks and monuments, including the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, which commemorates the contributions of local veterans. But as the city grew and changed, so did Columbus Park. The once tranquil green space was gradually overtaken by towering office buildings and the sounds of construction and traffic. By the early 20th century, the park had essentially vanished, replaced by the towering skyscrapers that now define the area. Today, visitors can still get a glimpse of what once was by visiting the nearby American Museum of Natural History. There, they can see an exhibit that features old photographs and artifacts from the park's heyday. While the park itself is long gone, its legacy lives on in the hearts and minds of those who remember it fondly. So what do you think? Do you know of any other hidden architectural gems tucked away in plain sight? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode. Thanks for watching.